Hello, Hostile Galaxy and Patreon denizen community, to another exclusive SkaredCast battle report. Today, we have Shane on the channel bringing his chaos, and I am bringing a full Ynnari army. This is a 1750 points, quick fix battle report. So, dive in, let's begin.
Dark King.
Today we are playing Vital Intelligence from Chapter Approved 2018. It's an eternal war mission where there are 5 objectives on the table, and at the start of each battle round we roll to see which one is active. You gain 1 point for each objective marker you control at the end of the battle round. If you control an active objective marker, it is worth 2 points. However, if you roll a 6 when you're determining the active objective marker, all objective markers count as active, which means that they would count as 2 points. You also get First Strike, Warlord, Linebreaker, and it is random game length. We roll the dice to see who would determine deployment styles. I won the roll, so I get to pick the deployment zone, and we rolled Hammer and Anvil. Meanwhile, Shane has gets to deploy his entire army first, and then chooses who goes first or second. In this mission, going second is very powerful because it gives you last grab at objectives for the battle round, which can be very, very useful. With that, we'll be back after deployment. And here we have 1750 points of Ynnari. Very excited to try the Ynnari. As you saw them in the last battle report, it was a smaller army though. Very, very small. This is actually a decently sized army. So it's 2 battalion detachments. Both of them are Ynnari. The first battalion has Ivrain, Cat Lady, with Archon Skari, who's turned reborn, with a power sword. A Beast Pack Master with 9 Razorwing Flocks, 10 Hellions, a unit of 20 Witches, a unit of 5 Cavalry Warriors, and a unit of 10 Cavalry Warriors with 2 Shredders and a Splinter Cannon. In this detachment, we also have 1 Raider and 1 of the Venoms. In the second battalion, we have the Incarn with a Archon with a Husk Blade, 2 units of 5 Cavalry Warriors, 1 with a Shredder, 5 Witches with Hydra Gauntlets, 1 Venom with dual cannons, and another Raider, as well as the fire support of a Razorwing Jet Fighter. And then, of course, in the first battalion, I have 20 Witches that have 2 Shardnet and Impalers and 1 Hydra Gauntlet. And that is 1750 points. A mix of a bit of everything. I'm excited to try out the psychic powers and the characters to see how they do. And here we have 1750 points of chaos. Shane, why don't you take it away? What do we have here today?
Okay, so we'll start with the left side. So I have a Death Guard Demon Prince, wings, dual talons, separating plate.
I hate that so much.
With 3 folded blow drones, all with dual plague spitters.
Yep.
And then I have a Black Legion battalion. So I have a Zinch sorcerer on bike with a power sword, or a force axe, sorry.
Yep.
And then I have what people are calling the Chain Lord for Black Legion. So it's a Chaos Lord on bike with a chain sword, and he's got a combi bolter.
Nice.
He'll be taking the relic. I think it's Gorak's teeth or something like that.
Lots of mortal wounds.
Yes. And his warlord trait is Flames of Spite, so some more mortal wounds.
Very cool.
And then he has 30 cultists, which are on the right. They're all autoguns.
Yep.
That's the mandatory troops.
Mm-hmm.
And then
3 units of 10?
Yes, 3 units of 10, and then they have a Helldrake with them. And he has a Baleflamer.
Very cool. Don Houston's made this popular?
Yeah, I think he has 3 of them.
Yep,
so
in his list.
That's what I want to try next.
I like it.
And then I have a Red Corsair Battalion, which is 3 units of Chaos Space Marines to get the 8 CPs.
Yep.
And then they're led by a Demon Prince of Slanesh with the Intoxicating Elixir, dual talons. And then a Chaos Lord on bike with a Thunderhammer, and he's going to be Mark of Corn.
I love it. And that is 1,750 points. The deployment phase. After the objectives were placed, we ended up deciding where to deploy, and I got to pick my deployment side, so I picked the side with most of the big line of sight blockers, just to make it easier for me to hide my army if I needed to. And then, of course, Shane was going to get to deploy first. Now, this is very, very important in the way that you play the game, because he picks who goes first or second. And having second in this game was very powerful. So I knew that he was probably going to pick second, and I can't really reverse C's initiative now, can I? And this is deployment. So on this half of the table, we have Shane's Super Mega Force. We've got drones, Demon Prince, characters, Corsairs, Cultists, Corsairs, Cultists, Heldrick. Done. Anything special that you've hidden under your sleeve? No? He's the Serperating Plate. One of these guys is a warlord with the chain Gorax thing, and one sorcerer has a Black Legion trait that gives him 5+ to regen command points, which is great, which is exactly what I have. I have counter deployed on this half of the table, a little bit further back. He's probably going to give me first turn anyway. We'll see. But I put a big unit of birds out front because I don't want a warp timing Heldrick to come and murder me. Incarn, Cat Lady, the 2 Archons. This is my Warlord Archon with the Hungering Blade, and I spent an extra command point to give him an extra Warlord trait that gives me a reroll to hit or wound every turn, and a 5+ regeneration on command points I spent. And then he has the actual Warlord with the Warlord trait of when I benefit from Soul Burst actions, he gets +1 attack and +1 strength, so he gets up to strength 7, which is pretty cool with this little Hungering Blade. Yeah. 10 Cavalite Warriors with 2 Shredders and a Splinter Cannon in that Raider. 5 Witches in that Raider. 20 Witches, basically screening the characters. The Beast Pack Master, which is my tax to take the Razorwing Flocks. I don't really need him, because the Incar makes them fearless, but, you know. 2 squads of 5 Cavalite Warriors, the Razorwing Jet Fighter, 1 squad of 5 Cavalite Warriors in that Venom, and I've used 1 command point to put the 10 Hellions in Deep Strike. Reserve. Wow, that was a mouthful. With that, Shane, would you like to go first or second?
Second.
No! He's going to make me go first. Okay, so the active objective is objective number 3. The middle objective is worth 2 points at the end of the battle round. Okay, with that, we dive in to turn 1. Ynnari, turn 1. Because Shane did the smart thing and made me go first, I was forced to play very defensively this turn, trying to shoot a unit of Chaos Space Marines off of an objective to get first strike, and that was quite the challenge because they were in cover, and he made quite a few amount of 5+ cover saves as we move into the end of the turn. The Ynnari have decided to move up very cautiously because they can. So basically I moved up as a blob, and I cast Shield of Inead, so everybody has a 5+ invulnerable save right now. Shooting saw me shoot these Corsairs, which have to take a morale test, but I killed 3 out of the 5, and the other shots failed because they were in cover, so they basically passed their cover saves. I put 2 wounds on Heldrick from that Disintegrator Cannon. It was a very unfateful turn, but I can't really jump into the middle or he's just going to jump on me and murder me, so I have to play relatively conservatively. If he doesn't take me off the objectives, I get 2 points, but he'll get 4 points, so we'll kind of see how it goes on from there. Okay, morale test for the 2-man unit, and they're fine. Okay, moving on to Chaos. Turn 1. Shane decided on his turn to hide. Well, he moved up to get the bonus point for the center objective, which essentially would get him a head start on the game and force me on the offensive to start reacting to him and try and catch up. The Chaos have advanced rather meekly, may I say. Shane's playing to the mission, clearly. He is raking in 4 primary points this turn and didn't overcommit his army into my lines, but got into a position where he can strike next turn if I don't do something about it. He was also able to shoot into my Razorwing Jet Fighter and cause 4 wounds with his Bale Flamer. Good shot from the Helldrake. So we're moving into the second turn with the Chaos having 4 points and the Ynnari having 2 points. So he's doubled me in points thanks to this objective. And we begin our second turn saying that this objective is worth double points. Number 2, which is that one. Okay. Which is actually the better one of the 2 for me there right now. So let's see how this goes as we move in to the next turn. The Helldrake also gained a wound because it heals up. And it's turn 2, so I can bring in some reserves if I want to bring in my Hellions. Turn 2 for the Ynnari. Now, I had a choice. I could have decided to get very aggressive or very defensive, and I decided to do something sort of in between. Moving the Razorwing Flocks up front, I knew that I was going to be able to tie up his Flamer Bloat Drones. Now, doing that prevents him from advancing with the Flamers, which gives the rest of my army, like the Witches and the tanks, a little bit more survivability, so that I would be ready to strike on turn 3 or turn 4. End of Ynnari turn 2, and nothing has died yet! I moved up. This is the priority objective, so I'm kind of trying to block Shane's access to it. I did sort of move my Psychers more into the middle. I deep struck my Hellions in a supporting role at the back. I casted the 5-up invulnerable save on everybody, which helps the birds. And I basically charged the birds in to just tie up the Flamers. I can't stop them shooting, but I can stop them from advancing and then charging me. So they can just move like 10 inches this turn. And then everything I could shot at this dang Helldrake. And I brought it down to 4 wounds remaining. And now it's healed back up to 5. But that is going into the bottom of turn 2. This is what the game looks like right now. And it's going to be this mass of stuff just smashing into each other. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty brutal once the fighting begins. So let's dive right into this. Shane has an opportunity to strike. And he does not want to overextend his lines. He knows that Eldar in general, whether it's Ynnari, Harlequins, Dark Eldar, can pick off units that get isolated. So he needed to keep as close together of a bubble as possible in support of his Demon Princes and Bloat Drones. However, he did sort of overextend the Helldrake and 1 Bloat Drone just to start doing damage.
About like 6 Oblins and shit like that.
Here we have at the end of turn 2. He decided not to overcommit because then my Hellions and my Witches would just like murder most of his army. He did try and kill that Raider with the Helldrake with charging. The Raider has 2 wounds remaining. This moved out of combat and did flame the Raider, doing a few wounds. He did get the Razorwing down to 2 wounds remaining. These birds, by the way, were amazing this turn. The Crazy Lord came in, did 6 wounds, and I saved 4 out of 6 with a 5-up invulnerable save, thanks to Cat Lady! And they're also fearless, so they don't have to run anywhere. They did kill, so I only lost 1 bird in that combat, and they killed 2 cultists in return. So nothing has died still. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And we're going into turn 3, which means I get to roll to see which objective is super important this turn. Again, it is objective 1, which is that one. Uh-oh, I'm going to have to do some...
What you got?
I'm going to have to get my legs moving to get all the way over there. So, let's dive in. And the score is 7 points to Shane and 5 points to the Ynnari. Ynnari turn 3. Now is the time to really strike. I continued to sort of move block his entire blob by using the Razorwing Flocks again and using my characters to sort of bully the Helldrake and the Bloat Drone. However, no matter how hard I tried, one of the Bloat Drones stayed alive, the one that he had committed to my line, and that was a big mistake. Ynnari turn 3 was eventful. I essentially just jumped into the middle of the board. I did kill the Helldrake, which took a smite and a lot of shooting on behalf of my army. And then with extra shooting and close combat, the Incarn, the Hungering Blade, all the Witches, this Raider that soaked up the Overwatch, I was only able to bring it down to 2 wounds, so here they are fighting for their lives. But this bloat drone is still completely operational. I did use the birds to do some more shenanigans, and I killed 1 unit of cultists. One's down to 3. That one has taken 4 casualties after the morale phase, and I did finally kill that unit of 5 red corsairs that were over there. But other than that, it's getting into the thick of it. I'm still keeping my Hellions back here. I have an Archon over here as well. So we have a lot of different things going on as we move in to turn 3 for Chaos. Shane had an opportunity here to really do some damage to my army. You know, using his flyers, his demon princes, his characters in a very aggressive way. However, he ended killing one of my raiders, and this allowed the Incarn to essentially teleport where the raider was to heroically intervene into the bloat drone I had failed to kill last turn. This gave me an edge for the next turn. End of turn 3. So all the birds are dead. Half the squad of witches is dead. I lost 10 out of the witch unit. With each of these biker characters has a combi bolter and a combi bolter upgrade. So they have 8 bolter shots each, which is awesome. So they just mowed through a lot of my witches. The Incarn, though, was really cool. The bloat drone killed the raider. It teleported here, then heroically intervened into the bloat drone. And then once all these characters kill the Razorwing Flocks, it teleported where the Razorwing Flocks are. So it's done like a little tri-point turn. Now it's turn 4, which means I can be more liberal with her because now my witches, the Hellions, and the Cowlights are fearless, being turn 4. So he's going to go around. I need to try and kill some of these characters that are going to do more damage to my army. However, moving into turn 4, and the special objective is objective 6, which is every single objective is worth 2 points. But at the end of turn 3, Shane is up because he got 2 points for that and 2 more because this is OBSEC here. So he got another 4 points to my 2 points. So he's up 11 to my 7 moving into turn 4. And it could end on 5. It could go to 7. So let's see what happens. I had set myself up for this turn, and luckily we had a 6. So all the objectives were very important, and that was huge. So I needed to do as much damage as possible. I got the Incarn involved. I cleared out most of his infantry. I needed to try and shoot all the units that could take objectives off the table, and this was a turn that really kind of put me back into the game. So things were looking good, and I believe Shane was starting to feel a little frustrated at how the army that he had was about to get picked apart. Ynnari turn 4. So this turn, my psychic phase was abysmal, but however, the rest of the turn was quite good. I did kill this unit of Marines in shooting. I killed this unit of cultists in close combat. As you can see, the Incarn's over there because I charged in with the Incarn after killing the other unit of Marines and shooting and the other cultist. I did put 2 wounds on that plague drone. And then I made a big mistake. I charged with my Archon into that plague drone. 10 hits, 10 wounds. The Archon died because he failed his second Shadowfield save. And therefore, I just decided not to charge with anything else. I didn't want to take more Flamer shots, nor Flamer hits. Then I charged in with the Incarn to the Sorcerer, killed the Sorcerer, and then these witches killed those cultists, so I was able to teleport the Incarn back there to safety away from all these crazy characters. And now moving into turn 4 for Chaos, although I did lose my Warlord, so it's up to 12 points for Shane, because I lost my Warlord. With that, we're moving into the bottom of turn 4. But Shane never lost faith, and because of my failure in the psychic phase, this turn 4 allowed Shane to really claw his way back into the game. I just could not kill those bloat drones. They were wrecking my stuff with flamers, and me losing my Warlord in the last turn really affected me as we moved into the final stages of the game. End of Chaos turn 4. So what happened here, we had the Thunderhammer Lord advance, because it's Renegade, so you can advance and charge on a bike, and charge into the Incarn, only getting one wound through with his Thunderhammer. The Incarn, in turn, cut him down. The Warlord took objective 4 for 2 points. In the meantime, Shane was really smart, and he didn't really kill any of my units to prevent the Incarn from jumping all the way over here, which was really smart, actually. And he charged in, he killed 4 of the witches, he killed the unit of Cabalite warriors after he attacked me with his Thunderhammer, but I needed to stay there to attack him back, and he killed one of these Cabalite warriors over here. He did flame the Hellions because I had failed my 5-up invulnerable save bubble, and the Hellions got burnt, so I only have 3 left. However, it is turn 4, so Dark Eldar fearless on turn 4, which is great, means the Incarn can go and do her thing. But at the end of this turn, big turn for the Drukhari. Each objective is worth 2 points, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points to 2, which brings the grand total 14 primary points to 15 to 13. 15 to 13, now in the Ynnari favor. We're moving on to turn 5, could be the end of the game. We've got so essentially, what is the core objective in this one? It's 3, which is the one right in the middle. Okay, that one's worth 2 points. Okay, let's dive into turn 5. Well, that's it. It's turn 5 for the Dark Eldar. This is a clip from earlier in the game, because apparently I didn't do a time-lapse for turn 5. Needless to say, it came down to the wire as my Incarn charged into his Warlord and swung with everything she had, only for the Warlord to survive. End of Ynnari turn 5. So as you can see, everything died because the Demon Prince just went destructo on it and killed all the Cavalites, all the witches. I didn't want to teleport my Incarn into the middle of a bunch of stuff that's just going to kill me. This Lord did put 2 wounds on the Incarn, though, after I made the charge, and he survived with 1 wound remaining after a critical reroll on an invulnerable save to save him from the Incarn just sucking out his soul. The Hellions here are still in combat, so is this, so they're not going to be able to advance, but they can still get out and shoot. But other than that, it is turn 5, could be the end of the game, and Shane does have last grab on objectives, so we'll see what happens. That was worth 2. Everybody else is worth 1. I'm up by a few points, but let's see what he can do. He also has Warlord, and he could get Line Breaker as well. Oh, very, very interesting as we go to the end of the game. So, Shane looked at the board, counted up the points, and said, I can do this. He decided to deny as many points as possible, go for my Incarn kill, and try and take her out in case the game finished. Okay, so end of turn 5. Wow, what a crazy turn. They moved back, they basically killed the Hellions, which is fine. And then the Demon Prince made it into the Incarn and killed the Incarn. I tried to use a reroll, failed this reroll invulnerable save, and I failed all my Feel No Pains. She died, so I was hoping she'd live and then take out Warlord for an extra point. So he was able to take objective 4. He was able to take 2 points for the primary objective that was active. He was able to move the Nurgle Demon Prince back to deny me a point, and I got 1 point. So I had 15. I got 1 point for objectives. That makes me up to 16. If I get Line Breaker, that's 17. He was at 13. So he gets 14. He was at 13, 14, 15, 16. Line Breaker, 17. If it ends, and then Warlord 18, right? Or you had 12 without Line Breaker. I mean, without Warlord.
No, I was at 13.
You were at 13 with the Warlord? Or were you at 14? I don't remember.
I was at 13 with the Warlord.
Okay, so yeah, so with Warlord, he will get the win if it does not continue. If it does, I should be able to try and get a few more points as we move into the end of the game. But it's in dire circumstances for the Ynnari, looking snazzy. So, does the game continue? I did start the game, so let's see what happens here. Oops.
Oh.
No! It ended, and that is a Shane victory. Good game, sir. Thank you so much. Holy moly, the Ynnari took a pounding. That was crazy. What did you think of the game there, Shane? Because you were pretty disheartened around turn 3.
Yeah. It wasn't looking good for me, and then
that turn 4, it just turned around. You just basically killed everything that I had in the middle.
You couldn't kill stuff, and then me being able to like kind of just hold on a little bit.
I know. Me failing that 5-up invulnerable save within the Ivrain at that critical turn made me lose all my Hellions, everything. That was huge. That was a big, big thing. But I'm really liking the Ynnari. So guys, let me know down in the comments below whether or not you enjoyed the Ynnari content and if you've been practicing with them. Other than that, Shane, thanks a lot for the game. That was crazy fun.
Yes.
And we'll catch you next time on another bite-sized battle report. Huge shout out to all the Patreons. Thank you so much. Everybody who subscribes on Hostile Galaxy and everybody else, because you guys are amazing. Okay, bye-bye now. Skari out.